there's that. She's here. But yeah, there's that. Except I was trying to vibe to her culture music, and that was not a good vibe.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's the same thing as like the way his no,
Cause you said it. Just go to the music, and I'm like,
okay.
I don't know how to
just
go
like
to the
you know, Hispanics have different routine, different dances. More like you guys have like once the song come up, everybody on the same beat.
Yeah, it's like, here, this is what you do. It's a 4-step, it's a 3-step, it's a
See,
side to side.
us is like you pick what's good for you. That's what told her to go with the flow. So if it's like, like you want to do 1 2 1 2, but like you guys, everybody's like on the same beat.
But then I see her doing like this, and I'm like, I don't do this. Like
you guys don't. Yeah, they don't move their shoulders.
We don't do that. We just do like cumbia. You do the steps, and at the same time you do like, what do they call it?
Like the turn it around. No, but we dance with our whole body. You gotta like, it's like a sequence. You gotta just like let it flow. But I see where you guys coming from. But us, we dance with our whole body. Like it all depends. If it's the beat, needs you to move your hip, you move your hip. If the beat needs you to move your arms, you move your arms, your hands, whatever. Like you just gotta go with what's best for you. And sometimes the beat just wants you to move your butt. Like that's it. You just gotta go with the flow. So yeah, I guess like that's what I feel like. In our own, like, but the real thing is the language. Like, como como estás? Like, bien, muy bien.
Yeah, bien.
And like, it's just like the language, like,
It's so like close. Like sometimes I think like I would have a conversation with my mom, and she's like, "Did she just say this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" And then she would tell me in Creole.
Yeah.
But all I know is mapulpita.
I'll see you later. That's my favorite thing to say. And like,
since college too.
yeah. And I think B, C, D, like that. That's like the ABC, like the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just accounting. D, and uno, dos, tres. It's different. And our accent when we're writing. And if it's a female, if it's a guy, it's like almost the same thing. But it's just that 2 different islands, and we have similar things. It's, that's what makes us unique. Everybody have a story of who they are and what makes them. And you, Noelle, from Mexico, your background,
Mexican.
Yeah, you from Mexico and you're Mexican.
No. I was born here.
Well, listen, I'm the type of person, I don't care where you born. You gonna learn that about me. I don't care where you born. It don't matter where your family's from. She's Mexican. She was born here, but don't have nothing to do with who you are, honey. I'm the type, like, that's how I am. A lot of people, I met people in my life, oh, I'm American because I was born in America. No, girl, you Haitian. you Haitian because your parents are from Haiti. But yeah, but anyways, that's what makes you who you are. Your background, your culture, your parents' hard work, brought you here, and and don't really practice her, heritage, because it's like a lot of people, they're like, oh well, I don't care, I'm gonna do this.
I don't know. I don't understand how some people don't teach their kids their language. Like, what is it? Their native language.
Yeah.
Their native language. Like, I don't understand how they don't. Like, best believe I'm not gonna have like a daughter who's gonna be like, me no speak Espanol. Like, no, I'm not doing that, because they don't understand how they're like holding them back of being successful in life. Like, even just working somewhere and like a Spanish person comes up to you and they're looking at you like, hey, do you speak like Spanish? And I'm like, no. Like, their face turns different. Now, if I tell them yes, their face lights up. Like, it's just the little things where you come in and you help others. And even when it comes to like job wise, like it's so important when you're gonna get picked out of somebody who just speaks English.
Yeah, there's a lot of benefit. I know from my experience working the jobs that I work, I met Haitians and they don't speak. They trying to put English and Creole together. If you Haitian, you watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And they come in and like, oh, I'm Haitian, let me help you. And it just makes a big difference. And I'm really grateful for my family members because there was a time home was only Creole. That's the only thing we were allowed to speak. At school, you speak English. And I feel like if that wasn't a thing when I was growing up, I would forget how to speak Creole. Because I had sisters and brothers that was born in America, they didn't speak Creole. They only spoke English. So when that became a rule in my household, it helps both of us to learn. Like my sister, she speaks better Creole than me. And mind you, she didn't even speak Creole. So that's why I'm saying I really do believe like what Noelle said, like parents should teach your kids about who they are, where they come from. Like if once I have kids, I don't know like when, where, who, but whoever my partner is, like that's something I want to discuss with them. Like I want my kids to learn. Like I don't want them to be like, if they become fluent, that's great, but at least know things about their culture and be able to communicate. Yeah.
Embracing their culture.
Yeah. One of my sisters, she had 2 kids. One is 2, one is 3, one is 2, and their grandma watched them and they speak Creole. They speak English and Creole. Some stuff they don't know how to say in English and they will tell you how to say it in Creole.
It's hard too for kids because sometimes they do get confused between both languages. Like for example, like my nieces and my nephews, like my niece can speak Spanish and English, but my nephew that's older only speaks like English. And then he's like, I know Spanish, and I'm like, okay, ¿cómo estás? Which is how are you? And he's like, oh, my name's like, his name. And I'm like, I didn't ask you that, so it does confuse kids, but like please, like if you're listening, like make sure you guys speak to your kids, especially like the language you guys are practicing, especially if they're a lot younger. They pick it up a lot faster compared to if they're older. It's a lot harder to learn it. So
yeah, and I see that with a lot of kids, and some kids like end up like, oh my god, I wish my parents teach me, because I met some Haitians that they don't speak no English, and then when I'm speaking Creole, they don't speak no Creole. When I'm speaking Creole, it was like, oh my god, I wish that I took the time, or I wish, because some Haitian parents, they don't speak no English themselves, but they don't want their kids to learn Creole because they want their kids to be doctors, lawyers, and in their mindset's like, oh no, if they speak Creole, that might mess up. No, the more language you learn, the better it is for your brain. You excel in a lot of things. And I don't know, I'm grateful, just like I said, I'm really grateful that that rule was embedded when I was growing up. Creole at home and English at school. And when I was growing with my cousins in Florida, we used to speak English, but the Haitian adults wanted us to speak Creole.
Compared to like with me, my parents, were born in Mexico, and when they came down here, they didn't know any English at all. So it was just pure Spanish at home. And where we learned English from was from school. So it was all so new to us, we were a lot younger. I was lucky enough to have like older siblings, so them speaking English actually helped me. So and it continues down as the generation continues. But it's close to what she said with only speaking one language at home.
Yeah, and and it's always good. Like you don't want that culture to die, because living in a country as America, everybody. For example, some people, you Haitians, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna end up with a Haitian person. You want your kids to like, you want your kids to like be able to know, okay, my mom's side is from there, my dad's side is that. Like Noelle, like her daughter is 100% Mexican. So it's like different. Like one of my brothers, his kids is half Haitian and half American. And so it's like now he has to tell them about their, like, you know, his side, because they're so familiar with the American side because that's what they see every day. So if my brother doesn't do his job as a parent to teach him, they're not gonna know. They're gonna say, yeah, I'm Haitian, but I don't know nothing.
They lose it.
Yeah.
And it's upsetting because people don't realize how to embrace their cultures. It's a beautiful thing once you like go really, really deep into it with the roots, like all the languages. Because in Mexico, it's not just Spanish. I can't actually name all the other ones that are like there, but there's like what wasn't like indigenous people or something like that, right? Like it goes way, way back. There's Aztecs. Like there's so many languages, and I'm pretty sure it's the same way.
Because like people think Creole is just one Creole. No, like if you go to Haiti, I know there's a place named Oka. Their Creole and our Creole is two different things. Like when I first moved to Florida, I had a friend, and she would say pencil in her Creole. I'm like, huh? I'm like, no. And then there's somebody else like, no, she's saying it in her Creole. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. So it's like, it's a lot. It might be one culture, but different aspect, different things going within that culture. Yeah. Well, I think we talked a lot for today.
I think we did too.
Well, I just want to say, this is Just Amigas.
This is Noelle.
And this is Sona. Thank you for watching, and
make sure you like, subscribe, and share.